Oh, hello there. Yes, well, you know what they say. Yeah. Well, they do, don't they? It's a common sense thing, isn't it? Yeah. Well, they say that some people know the cost of everything but the value of nothing. But there's an awful lot of people that know the cost of nothing and the value of nothing. Yes. They very often appear on our media screens, don't they, telling us about all the dreadful things that are going on and how much it's costing, well, us. Yeah, so of course I was taken by this from GB News initially, from the outpourings of the British Doge unit, which I don't know, doesn't seem to involve anyone other than Charlotte Gill, a woman who doesn't like being asked about her funding. Ooh. Anyway, the Doge unit, who's come across a ridiculous amount of money being spent on a research project. So it was reported a bit better, if you like, from Guido Fawkes, a man of the world. Transport Department spends £160,000 on research into whether buses are inclusive. Yeah, taxpayers taken for a ride over bus inclusivity research. I mean, how ridiculous is that? So let's read on about the ridiculousness of ridiculous. Yes, the Department of Transport has been facing the heat recently for multiple failures, including delaying HS2 for a further few years after the project went 32 billion over budget. Fear not, they've been busy spaffing taxpayer cash, you may notice that phrase, on research in inverted commas instead. More thinking, less action. God, yes, indeed. You need to think about these things. Be stupid not to, wouldn't it? UK Doge's FOI unit, yes, indeed, they send letters to people. I wonder how much that costs. Never mind about that now. Can reveal DfT shelled out a staggering £159,689 on a 98-page research paper looking into accessibility and inclusivity of buses and coaches. Oh, researchers surveyed thousands. Might come back to that. Asking about their experience with bus and coach services. Naturally, key questions were about their sexual orientation and ethnicity. The costly research concluded the most common negative experience was buses being crowded, drivers pulling away before passengers were seated, and aisles being too narrow. Any commuter in Britain could have told them that for free. Yeah, and you could have hired 6 new bus drivers for that. Apparently, yes. So, obviously, what I did was I looked into that because it struck me, as somebody who has employed people in the past and knows full well about things like on costs, yeah? It's not just the amount of money you pay somebody, Guido, yeah, GB News. There's a lot more involved in it. So I actually had a look at this, okay? Now, the actual research comes from the National Centre for Social Research, who are a very well-respected organisation who, yes, do charge a certain amount of money. But if we look into the actual paper itself, it's this one from the 29th of May this year. Evaluation of the Inclusive Transport Strategy. Yes, you can imagine how horrific that's going to be about gay black people. The Inclusive Transport Strategy is an extensive programme of work that aims to make the UK's transport system work better for disabled people. Oh, that's strange, isn't it? It wasn't quite what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be about trans, lesbian, black immigrants from Albania. Oh. Anyway, £168,000 is an awful lot of money. If you gave me £168,000, I would be very pleased. However, let's have a look at the methodology, because, sociology teacher, let's do that. Methodology. The evaluation of the ITS ran from 2020 to 2024. So immediately we got 4 years worth of money out of that 168 grand. Okay, yeah, divide that by 4. It's starting to look more reasonable, isn't it? And involved extensive, mixed method fieldwork to assess the extent to which the programme has achieved its objectives. The findings were informed by a large-scale survey with 2 waves in 2020 and 2023, yes, which involves some people having to do things who will need to be paid, rather than just, Guido Fawkes with his common sense. I'm sure Guido can sit, in his offshore little tax haven and just know things, but the rest of us need to know things, don't we? We can't have an informed planning policy in and around disabled people and transport unless It's informed, and that will cost some money. And 168k for something that was run over 4 years strikes me as an absolute bleeding bargain. All right? Yeah, that's going to get you, I don't know, probably one member of staff with one person overseeing them over those 4 years. And if you want to bitch about that, you're welcome to it, but you are wrong. Yeah? It's farcical nonsense. Absolute farcical nonsense. But it doesn't stop Charlotte being interviewed on GB News about how dreadful it is that we're asking blacks and gays about things, which of course we're not. Still, think of all the money we won't be saving. I mean, this is just exactly the same as Elon Musk. Remember when he started with his Doge thing, and it was all about fraud, wasn't it? But, well, no one's been charged with fraud, which is a bit odd, because fraud is actually a crime, and that's what makes it fraud. And no one's been charged with that. It's strange, isn't it? It's almost like it's just a sort of smoke and mirrors thing, whereby you will be led to believe that it's just fine that we just don't ever find things out or spend any money on things we don't like. And of course, that's what it is. Spending money on things we don't like. So if it's got the word gay in it, or if it's got something about black people, then we shouldn't be spending any money on it. We, you notice there. It's always a very, well, exclusive rather than inclusive we, isn't it? Yes. And on a similar level, I noticed this yesterday, okay, from a friend of the channel, Darren Grimes. Okay, he posted this up, and this is a classic example of, well, you know, common sense. If this is about graves being attacked, right? Okay. If this had been associated with any other religion than Christianity, this story would be across the media and in Westminster being reported as a sign of hate. Which, a few years ago, I looked into anti-Semitic hate crimes of a variety of different types in the UK, part of my job, if you like. Okay, yeah, one of the things I was doing with a student. And the vast majority of physical assaults, which are non-hate crimes, verbal stuff, are attacks against Jewish graves. Okay, they tend to be scrawled with swastikas from a number of different people, usually neo-Nazis. Yes, it's not reported, Darren. Perhaps you'd like to start doing it, mate, eh? Don't think he will he? Number one, because that would involve some work. You know, it's a lot easier just to sneer at a pride flag and get that taken down and say, there you go, I know I can't solve your potholes, but it's just common sense. We can't have a flag. Can't have a flag representing people that might vote for me. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Yeah, but there we go. No point in finding anything out. No point in knowing, is there? When you can just be a bigot. That's it. Don't like that. Don't like black people. Don't like gay people. Don't like women. Don't like lefties. Don't like buses. Don't like anything. Do like Mike Graham in the morning talking common sense. Do like going to Wetherspoons and spouting off. Don't mind hate crime. Do have a lovely day if you can do. It's dangerously close to the summer holes. I'm needing this. I'm tired now. I'm tired, but not quite yet resigned. Enjoy.